Wait one sec, guys. Just gonna get the live set up.
Low key and staying candid. Reflect on all the things I try my hand at. Search for the equation to persuasions I'm used to. Finding comfort in the zones of closet bones I get loose to. A mountain is Fontaine. Spinning in monsoon and grinning this high octane. Explosive how I came. Rolling down the hills cause life's a hassle.
All right, we are live.
Surround the castle. Stay afloat. Catch a second wind. Thin is the air I breathe. Teary eyed nose running. Wipe the snot on my.
All right. Hi, Bree. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. This is my
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am so good. Just having the time of my life today, hanging out with all you amazing people.
I love it.
I know. Awesome. So, okay. Bree is like, I was gonna say Bree is all the things. Bree is this unicorn. We connected probably a year ago because I needed help with my bookkeeping. And so she's like a boss at all things money, finances, bookkeeping. She's a wealth coach. She helps people build generational wealth. And it's just been so fun. Even, I mean, since we've worked together, both of our businesses have just exploded. And
Yeah.
you have also hired two VAs from mom to VA. Also, fully just like side note too, they're both Canadian, which I know you and I giggle like that's so cool. I love it. So tell us all about you. Who is
Yeah.
the amazing Bree?
Oh, well, thank you. I'm excited to be here. So I'm Bree Herman. I live in New Hampshire. I have two VAs that are in Canada, which is hilarious. And I have a little boy who will be 2 in August. We have a little farm, something that me and Bree connect on very greatly. I have a couple horses, all the animals, as many as I can add to the farm is what I do. And yeah, I absolutely love everything money. I know it's not everybody's jam, but it is my jam. I love everything bookkeeping, keeping your records, and then also making sure that you are living the life that you love, as well as setting aside for your future.
I love that. Well, since a lot of us are moms in the room and are in business or thinking about going into business, can you share just a little bit of your backstory of how you got into entrepreneurship and even how you found like you're so lit up by money and finances and building wealth? Like, how did you discover that that was your thing that you're doing and you love?
Yeah, well, I'm sure, like many of us, I came from the generation that didn't talk about money, talking about how much you made, talking about what you paid for bills. That was all very taboo. And debt was normal. It was normal to take out student loans. It was normal to have a car loan. Like it was normal to have credit card debt. And when me and my husband met, I actually only had a car loan. I was almost scared of debt because I came from a single mom family and, things were tight. And so when we got together, I didn't realize how different our money stories were and yet how similar they were. Although I only came with a credit, the one car loan, my husband came with student loans, credit card debt, personal loans, student loans, all of the things. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. Like the amount of money that was going out every single month was insane. And it was all money that we were paying for our past, meaning things that had already happened. And I was like, there has to be another way. Like we have to be able to manage our money and do things differently to have the life that we had wanted. And so that really sparked our financial journey of paying off $54,000 of debt. And now, we are completely debt free except for our mortgage. And we are continually putting away for the future. We have a 10-acre farm. We are living the life that we had dreamed about when we got together 10 years ago. It'll be 10 years in November, which is crazy to think about. But it's been such a journey. And so we're still on that journey. I always tell everybody, like, you're always on your journey. Like, it's just a new phase of it. But for me, the entrepreneurship really came into play when I wanted to start a family. I wanted to have kids. Like most of us here, we didn't want the 9 to 5 life. I had that. I had an 8 to 4 job and I couldn't imagine dropping him off at daycare or whatever it was, I wasn't pregnant at the time, but, I couldn't imagine having a kid and then having to, drop him off to somebody else for the day and really only get to spend a couple hours a day with him. That just broke my heart. I was like, this is not the life that I had envisioned for having a family. But on the other hand, I knew I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I knew I didn't want to just be a mom. I wanted to have that work piece of it as well. I enjoy working. I enjoy serving. I enjoy doing that. And so for me, it was never a question of like, will I be a stay-at-home mom or will I work? It was a, how do I work and be a stay-at-home mom? And even to this day, Everett only goes to daycare once a week. And he'll be 2 in August. So he didn't even start that until a couple months ago. So a year and a half of him just being home with us has been absolutely amazing and a dream come true for me. But that was really what sparked the entrepreneurship, is like, there had to be another way. And bookkeeping ended up being that other way for me, is starting my big bookkeeping firm and running it in my free time and running it with a baby on my chest. I did that when I first started my business. I actually left my day job 2 months before I found out I was pregnant. And that really just kind of, everything fell into place. Everything happened at the time it was supposed to. So everything just felt so freeing and so easy for how it all kind of fell into place.
Obsessed. I love that. That's crazy. So you quit your day job 2 months before you knew you were pregnant. Like, what
Yep.
a universal, just like all the stars aligning, and man, absolutely amazing. So let's talk a little bit about VAs. When and how did you realize and decide that it was time to bring VAs into your business?
Yeah. So for me, I was tapped out on time. I literally was looking at my business going, I'm definitely not serving the amount that I want to, but I also don't want to work more than I currently am. Like, I don't like, this is the amount of time I want to put in. This is the amount of time that I have available with Everett by my side. And so for me, it was a decision of either I stay the same or I hire and grow and continue to serve more people. And for me, it was like I was doing people a disservice if I wasn't continuing to grow.
Mm, that is, wow. You were doing your community a disservice if you didn't continue to grow. Someone needs to quote that. That's so good. Oh, it's so true. Okay. And what was the process? Like, why did you decide to hire from mom to VA? What was that like to hire your first VAs? Tell us about that.
Yeah. So the first VA that I hired was for the client work, because I knew that if I could have somebody come in and take that off of my plate, it would free up a lot of my time. And so for me, I really was like, I knew that your community had the work ethic and had that backing of already understanding how the VA industry works, what goes into it, and just that high quality that you look for. That is what I needed in that position, because I needed somebody that was going to come in, learn it, and be able to run with it without me supervising and like micromanaging. I am not a micromanager. And so I don't want to do that. And so it very much was like, I knew that hiring from your community would allow me that freedom of not having to micromanage somebody.
Mm, I love that. And how has it been?
It has been amazing. I absolutely love both my VAs. I don't like, nobody can have them. They're mine, but like, I'll share them, I guess. But I absolutely love both of them. They have really gone above and beyond what my expectations were, which to me, like, that was exactly what I was needing and looking for.
That's amazing. And what about the intangibles? Like your business has grown by having them. I'm sure you brought more revenue in, but what about like, how do you feel? How has your personal life been impacted by having VAs in your business?
I actually have regular self-care days again. That is something that, it was a choice of time with Everett or self-care, and or work. Like I was very much having to choose. And now I don't have to choose. Like I get to say yes. I have my yoga days that I go. I go rock climbing. I'm able to be out on the farm. And so really just like that peace knowing that my clients are being taken care of. They're getting that high quality that I built my business on. People know the quality of work that Hermitage Services does, and that's why they come to us. And so being able to pass that on to somebody else and they hold just as high of a standard as I do, I mean, you can't get any better than that.
Mm, that's amazing. I love it. I'm so happy for you. Okay, you guys make sure you drop in the chat if you have any specific questions for Bree. I would love to hear, Bree, how when you were going through the interview process to help all the women in here who are VAs that are, in the midst of booking out their business, what qualities or indicators or characteristics did you look for that really stood out to you? And then alternatively, was there anything where that was just like a hard no? You're like, nope, this person would not be a good fit?
For me, it was the attention to detail. So hiding some things in the job app, um, ensuring that you complete those when you submit your application. That is huge. That's the first thing. I'll honestly like skim all of them, and if they don't have it in there, they just go in the no pile. And then after that, it's really like that test project is like that's a game changer. Um, Being able to really see your quality of work,
Mhm.
that to me was the decision maker.
Yeah.
So when you have a couple different options, me being able to look at a test project and go, this person went above and beyond what I asked for, even though it wasn't asked, that was a deciding factor for me. Um, and then also having somebody that went above and beyond in researching. Like I said, I don't want to micromanage. I want somebody to be a go-getter, have initiative. And so being able to look into platforms and look into systems and softwares that I use and bringing that to not just the application, but also the interview is huge for me. They showed the initiative in taking the time to learn about something that they didn't know about that I had said that I used. And that was definitely a big deciding factor for me.
That's amazing. And on that note too, what was your take on you? Because you mentioned if they didn't know the platform, they would do some research and you were very impressed by that. So what was your take as a business owner if like they hadn't used a particular platform, you were absolutely okay or not hiring them if they had the initiative to go figure it out?
Yeah, I don't look at years experience. That actually like if that's the only thing you're pushing in your application, you tend to go to the bottom of my pile because I'd rather you lead with your skills. Like and tell me what kind of a learner you are, how much initiative you have, what your work ethic is, how do you figure things out when you don't know them? That to me matters more than your years of experience. I mean, Bree, I hired two people in Canada. So one of which is a bookkeeper. And there are differences in US bookkeeping and taxes than there are in Canada. And I 100% was totally fine with somebody that didn't have any experience in that because the amount of initiative that she showed in the interview process and in the test project process really showed me that she wanted to learn. She wanted to grow her skill set. And especially in the bookkeeping side of things are ever changing. And if you can prove that you are willing to learn things, that matters more to me than having 10 years of experience in the industry or, whatever that is, or having a bachelor's in something. Like, to me, that doesn't matter as much as like your work ethic and your initiative to learn the thing.
Yeah, skills can be learned, character
Yep.
and aptitudes are innate. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. And such a good reminder for all of you. Like, truly, it's not what you know or don't know, it's what you can learn. And if you're willing and able to learn it, I mean, that's everything.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. Um, awesome. So tell us a little bit now, I'm skipping over to like the financial side, because there are a lot of VAs on here or considering being VAs. What are kind of the foundational pieces that you recommend virtual assistants have in place to run their business?
Don't leave the bookkeeping for the end of the year. So I see many new
Yeah.
business owners and new VAs, they say, oh, it's okay. I'm just starting out. Like, I don't need to worry about this. You absolutely do. You absolutely need to look at it and know what your numbers are, because that is what's going to impact your taxes come the end of the year. And you do not want to be surprised at the end of the year that you owe three, four, 5,000, $10,000, depending on how well your business did that year. So anybody in Mom to VA, go watch my bookkeeping and tax training. Go watch that, because that'll teach you all the things that you need to know as you're starting your business. But really, like, separate. If you do one thing and you only have, and I can only tell you to do one thing, get a business bank account. Separate it, because even if you don't touch your bookkeeping, now everything is in one account. You can then use that one account to create your records at the end of the year. But if you keep things mingled in with your personal finances, you have caused yourself a huge headache that you're going to have to untangle at some point. And if it's very hard to do if you're the one doing it and you don't enjoy that piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it was like one of my mentors last year. She's like, the very first person that you ever hire in your business is a bookkeeper. And
Oh,
I
I
was
love
like,
her.
I know. Well, Andrea Crowder. We all love Andrea Crowder. But yeah, and it was funny too, because I'm like I reached out to Bree and I'm like, oh, this feels, at the time of my business, I'm like, this feels kind of like a big thing to do. And but I was like, but this is not my zone of genius. And I mean, that just goes for hiring anything. When it's not your zone of genius, as you're scaling your business, hire an expert. So yeah, you are amazing.
I mean, that's exactly what I did with marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. It's life-changing to have that kind
Yep.
of help and support. And then you get to go all in on your zone of genius. Yeah, amazing. Well, drop your questions, guys. And what else, Bree? Is there anything like just on your heart or your mind that you feel called to share, like literally about anything, whether it's business, motherhood, finances, like hiring?
You can do anything you put your mind to. And whatever your dream is, just make sure it's your dream.
Mm,
I did a lot of chasing of other people's dreams for me, and it only got me into things that I didn't enjoy, which was my 9 to 5. And it was that quote unquote stable job that I was supposed to have. And I just, like, whatever you want to do, like, you can do it. Just, like, be laser focused on what your dreams are and kind of block out the noise, like block out what other people's thoughts are, other people's visions. Like, your vision is the important one.
mm. I love that. That's very powerful. Do you have any stories or tips around that where maybe it's a family member or I don't know, someone from the corporate world and they're just like, what are you doing? This is ridiculous and it's not realistic. And I don't know if you've navigated that. Any thoughts or tips or takeaways around that?
Yeah, I mean, I've had to block people out. Like, I've had to put that distance in. A lot of the times I'll just not talk about certain things with certain
Mm,
people if I know that it's maybe not the right time to share certain things. You know, it's not that I'm hiding it, it's not that I'm being secretive, but it's that I'm protecting myself. And you have to have those boundaries, and you have to be able to really allow yourself that space. Allow yourself to set those boundaries with those people that maybe are bringing you down, because you need to be at a high level to reach the goals that you want and
mm,
that you are striving for. And if you're constantly having some negative voices, whether that's from a family member, your job, friends, family, like whatever it is, like, I'm not saying be mean to those people. I'm just saying allow yourself some boundaries. Don't talk about those topics. Kind of like politics, guys. Like, there's certain people that you maybe don't talk about politics with. Well, that's the same thing. You just don't talk about your business with those people. And it's not going to be the end all be all. Like, you will still be able to grow your business by, even if you don't share with those couple people.
yeah. Like on the topic of Andrea Crowder, she was the one who told me when I had told her kind of my journey with that. She's like, good, don't touch the baby with dirty hands. Like our business and our vision is our baby and we have to protect it
Mhm.
and nurture it and take care of it. And yeah.
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 It's a lot. And I will say, like, it's hard. Like, if you've never set boundaries before, that could be a really hard thing to learn, but it's also something that you're going to have to continually set in your business. So it's great to learn it in the beginning and kind of start, like,
Yeah.
massaging that muscle, building that muscle up in the beginning with whether that be your coworkers, family members, what have you, like building that muscle there is going to then impact your boundaries with your clients, your boundaries with your family. Like it supports you in all aspects. So that's the biggest thing is like, think about it, set some boundaries, and just be able to hold those.
Okay. I love this. And that leads me to another, because that is, as I've grown in business, I've had to learn how to set boundaries, develop a thicker skin, and even just make
Mhm.
business decisions versus personal decisions. Can you talk a little bit about that too? Because I know, like, I think all of us on here have like big hearts, like we want to love everyone, and like, but I mean, it's like this business muscle that you learn to grow too. And I know Brie, you have a massive heart, and just like you're like, I just want to do good for everyone everywhere. So how have you kind of navigated that and built your business muscle?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I had a business before.
Mhm.
So even when I was working at the state and working that job, I was a massage therapist for 10 years. And really, I will say like a lot of what I learned there has really impacted me now because I when I look back on that, I saw that I made decisions based off of what the client wanted, not me
Mhm.
basically what I needed to do as a business owner. And so it taught me a lot of how I didn't wanna do things in my bookkeeping firm. And for me, like, building that business, it's really been, like it's been a journey. There's been ups, there's been downs, like, I if you ever see that picture where it's, like, you go in, like, all the swirlies, like, that's what it's been like as you build your business, and what I would say is, like, as you're looking at your business, what are your non-negotiables for your personal life? Like that's the first thing that I always went through. Like what do especially on the finances, like if you are currently counting on your income from your 9 to 5, like what is that non-negotiable amount that you need to have and then reverse engineer it in in the business. Well, I have to be paid $3,000 to our personal account, or I have to be paid 5,000, 6,000, whatever that number is. Figure that out and then reverse engineer it on the business side because that will actually tell you where can you invest, like in softwares or systems or hiring VAs as you grow. And it'll show you what you need to earn on the top line, which can really gear your decisions. And it really geared my decisions in pricing, packages. What was I offering? What was I including? And at what level was I providing those to? That really helped me create essentially, I guess, your business plan of how I was going to grow this business to ensure that I had the right income coming in.
That is so good. That's so good. And for all of you guys, if you are like money management, finances, all of that, Bree has a free 3-day class coming up. Yeah, I want to wait. Is it
Yep.
free and then charged
Yep.
after? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I'm like giving it
Yep.
away for free, free for everyone. But it's called Money Management Reboot. So I'll make sure that we link that up in the replays, but like Bree's a genius when it comes to numbers and money. So you guys all go check out her free class. And yeah, this is amazing. I love you. You know that. I'm so grateful to you for sharing your time and your wisdom with us. Thank you,
Yes. No,
Bree.
thank you. I love you. I love your community. Everybody here is so amazing. And it's just so great to be able to pour into them a little bit more.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Yeah. And if you guys are already in Montevideo, you already know Bree because she's all over the curriculum. I love it. Yeah, Anisha. Oh, we love you, Anisha. And I love that Ashley. Is Ashley, are you able to come on? I would love to hear more like what like your takeaways around that. I think it was when Bree was talking about like put zoning out the noise and like protecting the vision. Where's Ashley?
Hi.
Hello.
I'm just doing
Hello.
laundry over here.
I
Hello.
love it.
Um, yeah, so I just really feel like I have been in situations in the past myself where I'm a big dreamer. I love dreaming, and there's so much value in not limiting yourself and knowing that there's even more than what you could even imagine out there. And sometimes when you share it, you'll get like weird looks, or you'll just get like feedback that maybe feels like limiting for you. And yeah, I feel like I've shared in the past like my vision, and like it felt stifling. So yeah, I'm just really feeling this like protecting that dream, and like they're like having containment around it, and like making a nice safe container for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it doesn't, I will say, like, even when you're in business for years, like, it's still gonna come up. Like, I
Mhm.
know Bree, like, we've shared it before of like my first 5K month, like when that happened and I shared that, my dad was like, that's not possible. You only work 2 days a week. And I was like, I only work 2 days a week. Like,
Exactly.
that's exactly what I like. That's my point. But there's a lot of people, especially like when we talk with our families and it's of the older generation, it's the hustle. It's the you have to work hard to make good money. Like those are the beliefs and those are the things that always, I mean, at least for myself, came up. And it was very much like Bree just said, trading time for money. And we're really like, I would say like our generation is really breaking that mold and saying like, there is another way we can do this. And that 9 to 5 model was not built for moms having children and being able to stay at those jobs. Like that is not, that wasn't what it was built for. It was built for men. Sorry, guys. But like,
Sorry, not sorry.
sorry, not sorry, but that was originally what the 9 to 5 model was really built for, was men were the sole income producer for the family. And that's when it all started. And it wasn't ever modified or changed when moms started working. And so I feel like now with the VA industry and just being able to create your own business, like that is allowing us to change that mold, change that narrative, and really show our kids. Because I mean, I will say, like, yes, I'm a boy mom, but like I want him to be an entrepreneur. Like I want him to have that flexibility so that if he wants to stay home with the kids, like stay home with the kids. I have a mom that's in one of my local networking groups, and her husband is the stay-at-home dad and she works. And so like they're changing the narrative right there. And so I'm like, go out there and just keep doing what you guys are doing, because it's changing the world for our kids. It's changing it for our grandkids. Like that's what I say when I like generational wealth is not just money. It is all of this that we're teaching them.
Mm.
And then they're going to be happy because they're going to be able to come to you, Ashley, and say, guess what? I just made $10,000 in one day and I only work one day. Like you're going to be able to show up with them and like give them so much love that maybe you're not receiving right now.
Bree just
I
dropped
mean,
the mic.
we love you.
Seriously.
Oh my
Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Bree and Bree squared.
It's Bree squared. Yeah, we're coming up with like a new thing. It's just Bree squared.
I love it. I love it. Amazing. All right. Well, we have 2 minutes left, so I want to do our giveaway and then meet me back on Zoom in 2 minutes because we're having our closing celebration and there's like it's gonna be like an Oprah moment, like all the prizes and giveaways and yeah, I'm so excited. Okay, so the for today or for this session, the giveaway, you can take your choice of the ring light, like I'm looking right in front of me, the ring light that I have, my mic, which I use for podcasting, coaching calls, all that, or my headphones. So I'll just send you the ones that I have specifically, and you can just pick whichever one you want out of those three. Okay, so I'm gonna close my eyes and see. Okay, it landed on someone who's already won before, so I'm gonna redo it. Anita! Anita Knight! Yay, Anita! Um, so Anita, we will message you by the end of the day, but also feel free to send me a message in the Mom to VA program and just let me know which one you want. Do you want headphones, ring light, or a mic? Yay! All right, you guys, I will see you here in like a minute for our closing celebration. I love you guys. Thanks, Bree. Bye, everybody.